There's a snake in my boots.
Why do you don't even start
God
with me because
damn it, we already talked about Toy Story 5.
Yeah, I'm pissed. Not to make this Last of Us episode 4 to 5 discussion about Toy Story fucking 5, but what the hell? Anyway.
A McClunky theme song. Now we're speaking, chat. Now you're saying things we want to hear.
Mama McClunky.
My brother has a band, and I've been literally telling him for like months now, like, yo, can you make us like a McClunky theme song? And he's like, yeah, totally, buddy. It's been months.
I can produce, dude. Like, if you want, like, if we need something, we need to speak to Kaz as well, because he also has a music degree that he could probably help
talk to everyone around me who has music things, and they say yeah, and then no,
and nothing.
Yeah, but if I'm gonna do this, I want all of us on board because I want us all to be part of it because it's our thing, you know.
I can make us a country McClunky theme if y'all want one of those.
That's fine. I can play guitar. Or
oh yeah, man.
There'll be like random segments of just any type of music. It's like variety hour. Let's throw heavy metal with country, with rap and hip hop. Like, let's just go make it a whole thing.
So essentially, what we're going to do, okay, what I'm hearing here is we're going to have a blend of new metal and country, and we should be there or thereabouts.
That sounds right.
Never.
Colombian Brujo said never ask me, and that's true. Don't ask him. He might do it.
He might do it.
Yeah?
Just take clips from stupid things that we've said on these shows and make it into a song. I think that would be pretty funny.
Oh, yes.
But
hi, I want to offer promotions of your channel. Viewers, followers.
Get the fuck out of here. Hey, yo, get the fuck out of here.
Get out of here, fam.
Why can't I get him out of here?
Switch up my accent. Fuck. Hey, Rob, fam, I will fucking shank you, guys. Get your fucking shit out of here, fam. Don't even chat to me, guys.
Come into my house.
Alright, I'm not fucking cockney, you prick. Jesus fucking Christ.
Fucking
right,
cunt.
Listen here, you fucking ain't prick.
You are fucking
man.
I'll tell you how fat it is, sunshine.
I'm gonna fuck you up, I swear on my mum.
I'm gonna fuck you, bottle you. I'm not gonna say that word. I might get cancelled for saying the C one.
British viewers are like, oh my god, I can't handle this. But everyone else is like, I don't even know what the hell is
Those Brits that are
going
watching are just laughing at me right now, going, "How stereotypical do you want us to be?" Because I can literally just do the opposite and be like, "Yeah, well, when you talk like this, you come from fucking Liverpool. No one fucking understands what I'm saying, like."
Sorry, with the Last of Us, guys.
Yeah. Anyway, why did that get pinned?
Last of Us is a good show.
I'm sorry,
I'm enjoying it.
My bad.
I'm very much enjoying it.
Okay, so let's start with episode
all right,
4.
Podcast over. See you guys later.
Let's start with episode 4 because if I'm being honest, folks, like I'd say episode 4 was my least favorite episode of this whole show. Like,
yeah,
that's where I'm going to come in because anytime they cut away to Rose from freaking 2.5 Men, I did not give a single fuck. Like, I'm sorry.
She was horribly miscast, in my opinion.
Yeah. Thank you. That's what I've been saying this
horribly
whole time.
miscast.
Kathleen, AJ, the leader of the.
okay, yeah.
I think Kathleen was her name.
Kennedy.
Kathleen Kennedy, yeah, the leader of this regime. I don't want to say its name, but Lucasfilm.
I think I liked episode 4 for the most part. I liked seeing Ellie be vulnerable, which is something I'd mentioned that I wanted to see more of. But Kathleen was just bad. I didn't like that at all.
Well, she's supposed to be bad, man. She's a villain.
I don't mean that. I mean, like, it's like they tried to humanize the like standard bandit mobs or whatever, but like they didn't do a good job of it, and it just kind of came across as clunky.
McClunky?
McClunky.
Almost McClunky.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Like when you put 4 and 5 together, I genuinely liked it way more. Like I was like, oh, okay, like this felt like one of those episodes where it's if you combined it beforehand or whatever, like made it more of just like an episode 4. I think it would have been better somehow. But
these 2 episodes made me think like, are they doing the full game for the season 1? Because like they are gonna fucking rush the hell out of this for the next episodes.
Like, 3, 4, and 5 have done that for me entirely because like 3, while I loved it, if we're spending an entire episode doing that instead of actually going with the game, kind of like, then that's I think that we're gonna end halfway through the game, like at this point.
Like if they do halfway and then like another season of the rest of the game, like that, like cool, that makes sense.
That I'm in.
I'm into that, but like if they're just gonna like bum rush the rest of the story, I don't know.
Then I'd be like, maybe you should have like made episode 3 a little bit different. Maybe you should have made episode 4 and 5 one episode. Maybe you should have a 10 episode season I don't know why it's getting only 9. That was jarring to me. I thought it's been 10 this whole time, just because HBO is pretty standard on that.
Well, the 9th episode they've confirmed is 43 minutes of runtime.
Only 43 minutes?
But they have said it's 43
Sam,
minutes of non-stop action.
I heard that HBO was planning on giving them more money to make a longer season, but the directors or the producers declined it, saying that they can make it in less time.
Yeah, that always works out really well for HBO.
Oh no, you're joking, right?
No, so just shit.
Oh my god,
that's just a joke from
just had a fucking
Game of Thrones
PTSD flashback. I'm like, oh my god.
I accidentally, well, I wouldn't say accidentally. I was looking at like the names of the episodes for the ones that we had already seen, but then I had seen that they had listed the ones in the future, and I saw what one of the episodes is called, and it makes me pretty much like I can't see how the show does do the whole game. Like if it does, we are seriously going to see some rushing. There's one episode coming up where it's like we have 4 episodes left, and one of them is going to be dedicated to something like entirely separate. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil what happens later in the game, but I suspect that the entire first season won't even make it through like the first quarter of the game.
Yeah, because like where they are now is like they
they're in like the first 30 minutes of the game right
yeah.
I can't even remember like in the ads because like I did watch like a bunch of the stuff coming before it. I know you guys are not watching ads as much anymore, but like, did they show any winter stuff? I can't even remember.
Yeah, they did. They showed a little bit.
So yeah, that makes me wonder if it's going to end kind of where
that's what I suspect.
Yeah,
they showed a scene with like Joel with like a gun like going out into the winter.
Okay,
I think they're gonna end it.
It'll be winter.
Yeah, well, I'm looking at the episode titles right now, but
you are okay.
I'm not like they're only showing the next one, which is Kin. Nothing after that though. So
okay, I saw
like
one
the
after
last
that was,
episode,
like, brutal as a title, like terrible choice to name it that.
The picture is like just I guess freshly spring. It looks like, but I think a good idea might be ending it like in the game. I don't want to spoil anything from the game, where like
oh my god, don't
you sort of take over Ellie instead.
Yeah.
For like a reason
is a good portion of that. Yeah. Well,
go ahead, Sam.
I was just gonna say that like at this point in the game, because with the Sam and Henry situation, it like jump cuts to then like you're saying like spring pretty much, where it's like we go like, or not spring, because we start in autumn, right? Oh wait, no, now I'm confused.
I don't know.
Or do we start in summer and then go into autumn? I don't remember. Okay, like that's like a huge thing with the game though, is that it just definitely takes like a year.
Yeah, like it takes a while for them to get to where they're going, but like I think they started probably like near the end of the year.
Yeah, I'm just trying to, because like I remember exactly the jump cut, because like the tone shift, because like in this show what they were able to do with Sam and Henry, like after his like, we'll jump to that for a second, his suicide at the very end of the second episode, like you're actually able to like sit with the characters for a second rather than
that was really well done.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
I actually think that was better done in the show than it was in the game.
Yeah, but because you can sit with it, I think. Like, I think that the camera work was done better in the game, but I will say that like I liked the emotional situation of the show a lot more.
I actually thought in the show that Ellie was going to be able to cure him for a minute.
Really?
I was like, oh my god, are they going to change this? And I got a little bit hopeful. I actually wanted them to do it.
Sorry to interrupt, but just for confirmation for anyone wondering. Yes, according to the co-writers of the series, Craig Mazin and Neil Druckmann, season 1 of The Last of Us will cover the entire events of the first game.
I don't know how I'm going to feel about that.
I don't know how they're going to do that. Unless they're going to.
That was confirmed on 20th of January this year.
Woof.
That concerns me.
That's concerning.
Like, we'll see what happens, but like I am definitely a little bit more concerned about that.
Yeah, that concerns me because of, time skipping that they'll have to do inevitably, and also because I am one of the people that did not like the second game, and I really don't want them to make that the focus of this show going forward. But I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
And they said they might even make a third game. And like the second,
I don't think they should. Like, contrary to Richard's opinion, I enjoyed the second game. But I'm not going to say like, oh my god, it's the greatest game ever, because there's just stupidity. Like, no. But I enjoyed the second game, but I think they should just leave it there. Like, that's where
for sure
it finished off on a note where I don't think it needs to be picked up again.
There's nowhere
They
else
would-
for the story to go.
Not really. Not unless they do like, the bits in between that the game doesn't cover. But then again, that's what the show's for. So
The only
We'll just
thing
do something
that
in the
is-
same world.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. The only thing that is kind of coming from Last of Us in the future is apparently a multiplayer game that they're gonna be doing specifically. So I don't know.
that's pretty cool. Well,
That's
like a
cool, but it was very
survival,
jarring
or-
that I heard that. I was like, oh really? Because the
It's gonna be a
multiplayer in
battle
the
royale.
first Last of Us was like,
Huh.
I enjoyed it, but it wasn't definitely the focal point of the game for me. Like, I think it's something that if you bring it up to people, they forget about it entirely.
Yeah, 'cause wasn't you just played against each other or something? Wasn't
Yeah,
it?
it's just like it's pretty much just third person. It's like Call of Duty if Call of Duty was more about like getting scraps and like bullets everywhere in the map, like where you can. It was
basically PUBG.
it was good, but I'm not saying what I'm saying is it just wasn't like it didn't get enough
Right.
attention. I'd say like people didn't care about it.
Yeah.
The whole point about The Last of Us was I'm playing a narrative game that I give a fuck about. Random multiplayer on the side of that doesn't really go over well a lot of the time.
Well, they never.
Well-
it was only in the PS3 release that it had it. It didn't have it on the PS4 re-release.
They didn't do
when
it
they
in the-
remastered it. When they remastered it, I think they did away with it because they just like, well, that wasn't what was getting attention.
I
so
guess
we
yeah,
wanted to
sure, but
remaster
that's
the game.
crazy to me that they would just like heat it out of like
Yeah.
a remaster.
I mean, I'm sorry to bring them up, but Call of Duty do it all the time. They remaster a game, they don't bother bringing multiplayer. Sometimes they just do.
Yeah, I mean, they
campaign.
did that with Modern Warfare 2. That was a mistake. Jesus.
Yes and no. I think if they were going to do it, they should have brought in Spec Ops remastered because that was a good old thing. But then the rest of them was shit.
Yeah, I thought though that the second episode easily brought everything back into frame. Like even the Kathleen stuff was a little bit better, but still not enough to make me give a fuck. Like still not enough.
Aside from the end bit of the second episode, the entire plot point with Kathleen and the fucking survivor. What are they? They're not Fedra. They're not
Just
really.
people.
They were
the
citizens.
resistance.
They were citizens of the QZ there that rose up.
So
Is what I gathered.
all right then. Should we just say the military coup? Because that's kind of what it is, I guess.
The cop.
Could have really could have just done away with most of that. Like that was the only gripe I had. I just seemed to be sort of sat there watching it, going, "Well, they're great, cool little cameos and stuff." I'm like, this isn't really. Other than like that last bit, as we all know, towards the end of it, it's like, okay, well, what's next, sort of thing. Like, come on,
Yeah.
let's progress a bit. Whereas it kind of just sat stagnant until something had to happen.
The
Which I
last
think
bit
is
even
facing of it.
has like that kind of stereotypical TV problem that I always have, where since we have like a set, we need to stay on that set and just like keep everything right here on this in this frame, kind of right.
I mean, a lot of that will probably come down to budget, but I get what
Exactly
you're
right.
saying.
So
yeah.
like that's kind of the annoying thing where it's like when the horde of infected come out of the ground and Sam and Henry and Ellie just like stay there behind a car, I'm like, fucking run, people! Like get out of there!
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a.
Why
that was a
are we
fuck
even
up.
still here? Fuck, I would be
Like,
like already
I'm not-
3 houses
I'm
away.
not gonna lie though, that scene did go fucking hard.
It was a great scene, but it's one of those things
I've
that I
seen-
always am just like, get the fuck out! What are you
I've
doing?
seen so many edits of like different genres of music to the fucking zombies like just sprinting out and the big fucking bloater just fucking crawling out, and I'm just like, someone's gonna die.
Oh yeah, dude, the bloater
I-
fucking decimated people.
Oh,
I 100% disagree. I thought that scene sucked.
Really?
Yeah, it was awful. It was handled really badly. I think that it was like, don't get me wrong, it was cool to see a bloater. It was cool to see all the infected bursting out of the ground.
But people were
And it was
stupid.
cool to get a little bit of action, but the way everyone in that scene handled it, everyone from Joel to Ellie to Sam and like everybody, it was like, you guys are being so stupid right now. Like the main guy, Kathleen's henchman, just like standing still and shooting until the bloater rips his face off is like, what?
Yeah.
Why would you do that? Why
Why-
would you just stand there?
Why is anybody just in this area? Like fucking
It made no sense to me. Like, you guys have giant trucks that are clearly prepped for this kind of situation. You have assault rifles. Like, form a defensive perimeter and handle this. It didn't make any sense to me that they actually got decimated the way that they did. It was just
Well, I mean,
it just came across as incompetent to
I
me.
think it did to an extent because of how many there were. Like, I think that's the fine part where like they did get fucked. I think they should have gotten fucked by the end of it for sure. I just think that other characters who aren't as focused on like taking or keeping this place safe should have gotten the fuck out. That's my biggest thing.
Yeah.
Like our characters should be leaving and using this as the perfect opportunity. Instead, it's like, okay, let's hide under the truck. No. Keep moving. And then you're going to conveniently hide under the truck with your feet out. I know what you're doing. It's bad.
Yeah, that whole scene was... I was excited to see it, and I enjoyed it for what it was, but I just couldn't help but think that, like, this is just really clumsy. There's just things happening here just to move the plot into a direction that they want.
It could have been tidied up, like, even just slightly, and it would have made it probably, like you say, probably smooth and, like, a bit more of a smoother transition and stuff.
Seeing Ellie running from a giant bulldozer and turning around and shooting at the front of it was like, what are you doing? What are you doing? I can't believe that a girl that's like, 13, 14 years old would just turn around and shoot pot shots at the front of a bulldozer. Like, that just... What?
I did notice that too, and I felt like that was just randomly weird. I was like, well, you should just save those for later, because this isn't going to do shit, lady.
It didn't make any sense to me. And, like, I understand Ellie's a child, but it's still, I guess, the common sense is, like, you're not going to shoot the front of a bulldozer. Like, if you can't stop it.
Well, I think the idea was she was trying to aim for the person driving it.
Well, but even then, like, what I'm saying, like, even if I just think that there was no point. Like, she was gonna be missing. She's not skilled at this kind of thing, and like
if I were in that situation and I was like Ellie's age, I'd be like, maybe I might get a lucky shot. Let's just see what happens.
You know what I would have done?
Kept running.
I would have run to the left.
Yeah,
moved out of the way. It wouldn't be able to swerve quick enough.
They pulled a Prometheus and just ran straight.
Yes. Hollywood's biggest issue is they fucking run away from a falling thing towards where it's falling. Like, bitch, go left or right. What are you doing?
That's why this whole scene drove me crazy, because it's like, it's competently directed and it's shot well, but the things that the people are doing don't make sense. Real people would not behave this way.
Because we're relegated to being on one street.
They have to
I think it really, like, what really got me is, like, I was watching this with my sister and Sai, and, like, what really got me is when, like, everything is going to shit, Kathleen still jumps out and, like, tries to, like, fucking attack Ellie and Sam. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
Right,
it's there's shit going on all around you, and you're still hell bent on getting these people.
Like, maybe we should deal with this situation.
Prioritize something, please.
So what happened there? Did Henry kill her brother? Is that what?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Not directly.
Well, not directly.
Did it.
Okay, that's another thing. Is I thought that whole plot line was like kind of clumsily written.
Yep.
It didn't need to happen.
It really didn't.
Yeah, like, all of that stuff was so like fucking just thrown in for no reason.
If this was really going to be a single season for the game, we should be already be in, like, almost winter by now.
Yeah.
But then again, it also depends, because we might also, if next episode's Kim, we know it's going to be with Tommy. We know we're going to come back to see Tommy.
Come on, Tommy.
So obviously we know we're going to go back to the brother in the power plant.
Okay, not to spoil anything from the game, but there's a certain character in Winter that I feel like she deserves at least 2 episodes. Like
100%.
At least 2 episodes, right? So like that's where I'm already like, we're getting into danger zone here. We have 4 episodes left.
I will say on the flip side, there was some good stuff that I liked. I really enjoyed seeing when they first get to Kansas City and Ellie is terrified and she has to shoot someone. I enjoyed seeing Ellie seem terrified because that's how I think she should have been portrayed. And it was good to see some of that where, Ellie is vulnerable and a scared little girl. Because I feel like this whole show has shown Ellie, I don't want to say incorrectly, but it feels like it's a different Ellie. Like Joel feels like Joel. Ellie feels very different to me.
I feel like it's mostly just because we're not seeing them in the situations as much. Like it's just okay. Like we're seeing them in the show situations a lot more, where it's not. You know what I mean? Like we're in the game, you live with these characters in a sense, but in the show, you just kind of get clips. So it's like we don't see her in her vulnerable states until these episodes, right? She's all like cocky and bravado before that, but then we actually get to see her like crack.
I did really enjoy Henry and Sam too. Henry and Sam were fantastic.
Yeah. What did you guys think of the change?
Especially when they died.
I thought it was a good change.
I thought it was a very good change. I actually really like that.
Yeah, it was a really good change. It helped the story, didn't take anything away, and I think it actually made me even more emotionally attached to them.
Because like the way like that Sam needed Henry so badly. Like that, yeah. It was just tragic. Also, it was used very well at the end because since he's deaf, I imagine that his infected form was also.
That's why I didn't. That's why I didn't hear her.
That's why he was not really focused on attacking her because he just didn't know she was there.
Well, they did confirm. I can't remember the type of infected it is, but it's where you are completely aware of everything you're doing. It is like a bad trip. So when Sam attacks Ellie, he is aware that he's doing it. He knows he's doing it, and there's nothing he can do about it. He can't fight it. He can't stop it because that's what the Hive's telling him to do. And I think
is that confirmed?
I saw something about it. I may be wrong. I don't want to 100% go out on a limb and say it, but I did see something about the.
Opens it up with it's confirmed.
Yeah, it would make sense. I mean, given that that was his fear.
Confirmed? I'm such a dick. I think so. From what I saw, because obviously you've got the different types of infected. You've got like the standard, like just
the runners, track stars.
There's another one. I can't remember what type it is, where it's like they're much more like the host is much more aware of the situation, but again, there's no control because it's the fungus. And then obviously you get like
fungi,
everything else. Such a fun guy. But if that is 100%, that just makes it 10 times worse.
For sure.
Because he's literally like watching himself doing. I'm like, nah, I don't want to see that.
So, do you guys think that when Ellie put the little tablet thing on his grave, that she wrote that or that he wrote that? Because it said, "I'm sorry."
I think she wrote that.
I think she wrote that. Yeah.
I think it shows her like writing something at one point, but like that would be also very sad if that was what he wrote.
Yeah, because I mean that's kind of what got to me the most is that he was so concerned that it was still going to be him if he turned.
Yeah, but, and I think the slight change from like in the game, obviously, he's like, "Oh, I'm just scared I'm going to fuck it up," whereas in this, he was like, "Stay awake with me. I don't want to be on my own," and I was like. No, bro, no.
Yeah, because in the game, is it like do they know? Does he like he knows? But is
he
Ellie
knows?
aware?
No one else. No one
else. Okay, like this was way more emotional and way sadder. Like the stay awake with me even concept is like just a sad thing. In
and even the blood pact type thing where she's like, my blood's medicine, I can help you. And like I watched, obviously my parents don't know what the fucking game's like. Do you know what I mean? I'm watching that and I'm like. Why would you do this to me?
Yeah.
My heart's already fucked from this series, and it's like, while you're already vulnerable, we're gonna break you.
That doesn't happen in the game, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
I don't think she does that. That's why I thought that, like, oh man, are they gonna actually save him? And that actually made me get like, because as much as I don't want them to change the game, there was a minute there where I'm like, please save this kid.
Yeah, this kid deserves anything, sort of thing. Yeah.
So I had a friend who told me that episode 3 was good, but it was changed so much that it added a bit of like hope and brightness to the story that kind of counteracts the giraffe moment that comes later.
Yeah, I get that.
Because like that moment is supposed to be.
Are we gonna get the drafts though?
We better get the fucking drafts.
I'm concerned that we might not.
Moment is supposed to be like that is like the bit of hope that you get. Like you get to see them smiling and there's just a good feeling and it takes away some of the oppressiveness of this situation whereas episode 3 kind of it brought us up a little bit and then we go back down in episode 4 and 5 but I don't know if I agree with that but it was an interesting point that a buddy of mine told me.
There is something else I wanted to touch upon that I thought about and I saw after episode 3. Obviously, where we didn't stream this last week, I didn't get to bring it up. But there was, and I sent it to Sam as well. And obviously, I can't claim this analysis, but Bill in the game was a cautionary tale. He was a model for what Joel should avoid becoming, which was closed off, selfish, loner, who pushed away the person he cared about the most.
Well, I saw this
show. Bill in the show is Joel's inspiration and model, etc., etc. Obviously, you probably have said it then in saying that. But I think the fact that they changed that, but it was still the same kind of effect.
Like the impact is the same.
Yeah, so it's essentially the same, but just a slight tweak. So maybe they peaked early by giving us the hope early. So then it's
that's kind of what I mean is it kind of scrambles the tone a little bit. And it's not necessarily a bad thing because I think episode 3 is going to go down in TV history as one of the best TV episodes ever made.
I would have to agree. Like my dad was like, I want to.
Oh no, there's gay guys in it.
Well, no, that wasn't it. It was like, well, if I'm watching a zombie show, I want zombies. I was like, well, they're not zombies. You know. Sorry.
I mean, going from 3 to 4 though is probably why it was so jarring because 4 is just kind of meh.
Yeah. Like you come out of
whereas
3 and it's like,
is
this is
amazing.
fucking high quality. Like, if you cut this out of this show, that could win a fucking award for being like a short film or something like that.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Gotta be some of the most beautiful storytelling in taking a shit situation and making it as much positivity but realistic all in one. And it's a beautiful story. Definitely.
I am glad to see Joel being good with a rifle. That made me feel better because in episode 2, I think when they deal with the clickers, the whole time I'm like, Joel, what are you doing? Shoot the rifle. But yeah, seeing him actually seem like a war veteran who knows what he's doing with a rifle was nice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's
some like 20 years of experience in this hellhole.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you'd think.
Okay, you're saying war veteran in that capacity, right? Because like when he brought
he's actually a war veteran,
but he's not though, is he? Because
he served in the Gulf War. They confirmed that, yeah.
But I thought he was kind of shitting on Tommy.
The beginning of the show.
I thought he was shitting on Tommy the whole time for joining the army. Is what you were saying?
Tommy and Joel both served in the Gulf War.
Okay, I think that he joined because of Tommy, though, right? Because like he had to go help his brother.
He joined. Yeah, I think I can't remember what his words were, but I think it was something along the lines of, "Well, I couldn't really let him go on his own," sort of thing. Because he was like, I'm older brother, I must protect.
Because that's Joel's whole vibe is that like he is just protecting family. So he's like, he probably didn't care about the military in a sense. Like he's just like,
he was. Yeah, I can't let my little brother go and do it on his own, sort of thing.
That's why he joined not joined the Fireflies, but like was around that like group too, is what he was saying too, I think.
Yeah, just to keep an eye on. I mean, let's be honest, he probably just did it to survive. To be fair, but there is that as well. Yeah, I must admit there was something else I really liked about episode 4. Obviously, after that, I like the fact they didn't show Ellie killing somebody, but only shooting somebody.
Yeah,
I like that they tweaked that slightly because then it. Again, obviously, like you guys said, it shows that she's scared. But then, rather than it being like thanks for saving my life sarcasm, it's like, no, we just let a kid be a kid in this scenario. Of, holy shit, I've just shot somebody. And the fact that Joel isn't straight away, like, really sarcastic about it. He's actually like, you're just a kid. This should never have happened. You should never have to do this. And I was like, okay, I like it. Not bad change. I like it. Clever.
There's a little detail that I liked a lot where he's telling her to like not put the gun in her pocket, and then later on in the episode, or it might be even in the episode after, she like pulls it out of her like coat pocket, and the look that he gives her is like blind shit. People. Like it's like subtle, but it's funny as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I also
prime disappointed dad.
I really like the scene too where they're like getting ready to go to sleep. And like Joel's complaining about how exhausted he is, and she's like, "What? You can't do this?" And he's like, "I'm 56 years old."
You little shit. Like that, he like calls her.
Yeah, 56, like, awesome. You little shit.
Yeah. I really like that. That was good.
So they aged him up in this thing because I thought he was a little bit younger.
No, he's like after 20 years, he's around like 50.
I suppose, I suppose, 20 years makes sense.
36, Joel was when the infection started out around my age now. So this adds
in the game, he is 52 to he's like 52 years old, and second one he's 56. So they aged him up a little bit for the first one.
No biggie.
So I also I just want to bring this up too. Like this isn't a problem that I had, but I just want to know what you guys think. So like when they're going underground, into that like little, I don't know, like that little school area, I guess is what you would want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, was the implication there that like there's just certain areas that are cleared out, and then like infected are built up in fucking every other area conveniently, or like what?
I don't know. I couldn't get a read on what the hell they were trying to tell us there.
Yeah, because like they were like, oh, like it's filled with infected, but like it was cleared out like 3 years ago. Yeah, it totally was cleared out. And then we go in,
and that
we're like-
area was cleared out.
It was, yeah, like completely apparently.
Which, interestingly, in the game, it's not. That area is busted in the game.
Yeah.
Well, I think like okay, so like that school because like they had like I guess there's like a sort of hidden school to like start teaching kids, but like did the military or whatever authority that put the infected down there, did they flood the school?
No, well, I don't know about the show, but in the game, it's implied that there was a whole community down there that was thriving underneath Kansas City, and that there were some actual Fedra people that were helping them, and they viewed them as like protectors. But at some point, somebody got infected, and it went bad, and everyone down there in that school died. And they just skipped over that, and I think they're trying to imply that the horde of infected were those people.
Yeah, because they had like kids that were infected that were like crawling through the cars.
They just did it weirdly because, like in the game, you encounter them as you're going through that school, and then in that community, and that's actually a really freaking hard part of the game. But in this, it's like I don't know. Like I said, I think it's kind of clumsy because, like, yes, we see that there are infected children, and it's kind of implied that they came from that school, but we should have seen something in the school, anything.
Yeah, because it was very clean. Like it was
way too clean,
pristine. Not pristine, but like it was nice. Like way nicer than the implication of there being ever infected in there.
Right, and in the game, it hits you like a ton of bricks when you discover, because when you first get to that school, you think it was like a thriving community, blah blah blah, and it doesn't hit you until like towards the end of it that the community that was there all became infected, and that hits you really hard. Whereas in this, it's like they front load it, you know? Like we see that there's infected in the sewer before even getting to the 5th episode. Like we see the infected, like, I don't know, pushing on the ground. What the hell even was that?
Thank you for bringing that up. I remember watching that in that week and being like, this episode better like at least give me a little bit more on that. And then it ends like I think like right after that, pretty much like 5 minutes after. So fucking hell, that was a week of like, what are they implying? I thought there was literally a giant fat mushroom bloater under there, like just
I guess that's kind of where my brain went too, because it's like, what are they pushing on the Earth itself? What is happening here?
Like, is there a
and then on top of that, it just
pushing, or is like what?
It's solidified in my brain that Kathleen is just, was that her name, Kathleen?
Yeah.
That she is just a completely incompetent leader, and I didn't understand why anybody was following her.
She really was like she was like. It was weird. Like if I were in like her like henchman's position, like you need to chill out about fucking like Henry. Like we have other shit to do.
Right? We have way more important things to deal with. Like this.
We're not spending as much resources as you're willing to put in this for Henry. Okay?
Yeah, like I actually hated the fact that in that one scene where she was like, "If you're gonna come in here and tell me about and he was like, "Nah, man, we're with you." I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
Why? Your leader is literally hiding.
I would have at that point, like, I know this is a horrible thing to say, but at that point I'd have been like, well, you're incompetent and not fit to lead the people to safety. Off you go, pop, walk away. Like, at that point, nothing's going to faze me. I'm like, well, hold on a minute. You're happy to kill an entire conglomeration of people that we've built for years over someone that, quite frankly, did what he had to do to save family. Fuck you, dude. That's what it was me.
Quick question.
I think...
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
To your memory, everyone, in the episode, what was her brother's name? Did they ever say it, or did they go like, your brother? Because that's what he says in that scene. He's like, your brother like did all this, but you...
Henry said it, that like it was like he was like, oh fuck, what was his name?
What was his name, everybody? Yeah.
I think Henry just said he was a great man.
Yeah, like nobody said his fucking name ever.
Well, that's why I think it was handled so weirdly, because it's like, I understand what they're trying to do. They're trying to show that, like...
She might have said
Michael?
Michael?
Yeah, his name's Michael.
They're trying to show that an ordinary person can rise up in great circumstances and become something else. And I get where they're going with that, but they gave us no reason to give a single shit about Kathleen or her people.
Yeah. She just seemed like a fucking like a bitchy teacher.
Like meek and timid and mean.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it was weird to me. Like, I understand that the Kansas City Fedra people were awful and that these people dealt with that for like 20 years. And I think they're trying to show that like they've only been on their own for a little while.
wasn't it only like a couple weeks, maybe.
Like, yeah, it literally said like something like 11 days or something. Oh, maybe that was like the first. No,
It's just like I don't think they ever provided a good enough reason for why on earth this entire community of people would be hunting down Henry.
Yeah,
Like,
like
why?
that is the most absurd for me. Like most of them, like they gotta be like, let him go. Like he'll probably die on his own
Why? 'Cause
anyway.
He stole medication for his little brother, and it got somebody killed. So
Yeah, like
now we
he
all have
turns
to
someone
die
in
to make sure he
to
dies.
save
Like,
his
what?
brother. Yeah,
yo,
That's
so
just insane.
not to like sort of spoil things. We'll dance around this a little bit, but the implications from what Kathleen was saying though, around like where this narrative is gonna go, that was the only thing that she provided for the story for me. That was
What do you mean?
I can't really. Okay, so she kept saying like about like Henry and the leukemia situation. She said things like the world. Like
yeah.
You know,
Like
where
some kids just aren't worth saving, and like that whole
sometimes
thing.
they have to die, or like like.
Oh, I
and
see.
You
Yes.
see exactly
I
right.
believe
Like
you.
sometimes they
Yeah,
have to
yeah.
die. These things are like being mentioned already, and I was like, oh shit! Like that's cool that we're dealing with that kind of in this way.
Yeah, because if memory serves, doesn't she pretty much say like, the world doesn't revolve around your brother? But then, in my mind, that is his world. So it's like,
That's literally
The world
what
doesn't
she's
revolve
doing,
around Michael, bitch. Yeah, exactly.
right?
Yeah.
The world doesn't revolve around your brother.
Yeah,
literally. Because I'm just like,
And maybe
I
that
think
was intentional. Maybe they wanted that parallel to be there.
well, I think that's the case because obviously of the whole Ellie and Joel situation.
Oh, it was. Sorry, I just looked it up. It was 11 days because, like,
yeah.
the
they said
beginning of the
11 days
episode.
with
The beginning of the episode was like the riot where they're like, "Oh, we fucking did it. We beat them," and then they were in the attic for 10 days, and on the 11th day they had to leave.
So less than 2
So, like,
weeks, less than.
It's
2
been less
fucking
than
weeks.
2 weeks for. Yeah, okay, like this girl's regime was the worst regime I've ever fucking seen.
And then
It's
the
just
implication
bizarre.
for me too is that like I don't know if there's like more of a civilized area that they're like chilling in where all the other people are, but they like took all their military out to this area and they're all dead. Like from what I saw at the end of the episode, they're dead.
Yeah.
So
It's what's weird to me is that when she's standing there, Kathleen, and she's giving this like speech to Henry about killing a child, nobody in her group is like, are we
That's
are we
morally
the baddies?
yeah,
like how
we gotta
are
kill
people
Henry
following
and
her?
his stupid death's brother. I was like, whoa, like,
It's just so
chill.
weird to me. Like they're clearly doing their best to survive and to have escaped the oppression that was from Fedra, only to become the oppressors themselves. And maybe that's poetic, but it wasn't handled in a way that I think made it come across as engaging at all.
Higgsy let it happen. What does this mean?
me. Hey, fuck
Let it
you.
happen.
Wasn't me at all. I'm not even a mod. Yeah, been asking for it for a fucking year.
Oh, I see. Oh,
For the-
who
for the-
let
the
DEFCON?
bot.
Why is DEFCON still here? Who let this happen? It was Higgsy. Can't believe you've done this, Dan.
Why?
God
Um,
damn
Don't
it.
you
way to
dare!
go.
Don't you fucking dare! Fuck.
So I was looking at the wiki for the first game, and like I guess a lot of it is just a bunch of faff. Like if they do just hit the same beats, like I can kind of see it hitting 4 episodes.
I don't know, man.
Looking at it, like I guess like hitting the big stuff, I think they could do it.
Like I said, there's like a character that needs at least 2 episodes.
Yeah,
There's-
in your look, I agree with you. I agree.
Look, if it were up to
Hold on
me,
a minute.
this would be a fucking
Joe, we did
60-hour movie. All right, like.
Joe just did an impression of Dan.
I hate the fact that I read that as if I was actually saying that.
Hey, it wasn't me.
Hey,
It wasn't me.
not
I'm not
even
I'm
on
not
even a mod. All you needed to throw was a Cleo. And you got a
Cleo.
So, well, actually,
Anyway,
funnily
Last of
enough,
Us
funnily
sucks.
enough,
Like
yeah,
one of these episodes is gonna be
based.
pretty focused on another thing.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like
It's hard to talk about what we want from the show when we can't spoil it, even though the game's been out for 100 years.
No. You know,
Literally,
no, fuck
like-
it. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. I'm sorry, but at this point,
they're playing Last of Us on the Titanic, and then it got remastered for PS3.
yeah, but, you know what? At this point, No, to be fair, look, if you haven't played the game, that's fair. Like, that's up to you. But, we can still talk about it. It's been out for over a decade now. I think we're okay.
But, like, the problem is then, like, dancing around sort of spoiling the show and, like, that sort of thing. You know what I mean? Like, people haven't played the game.
But we don't know it's 100% going to be in the show yet because it's not aired. You know what I mean?
It's like, speculation, sure, but like...
Yeah.
I hear what you're saying, but I think it's dangerous ground to tread on.
True.
I don't want to spoil the show for anyone who might be watching.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Was that little girl, like, specifically a clicker?
I think so.
So then I gotta ask, folks, why is the clicker following the non-noisiest thing in the area?
I don't know, man.
There you go. There's another
plot.
There's another thing in that thing that I was like,
plot had to go on.
Yeah, it was a spectacle, but it was a bumbling one.
I think it should have just been like a normal infected, like crawled in and was coming after her at that point. Or I'd be like, the clicker thing is cool, but like it makes like little sense in that situation if you really like think about it for a moment.
It made no sense for her to be behaving the way she was as a clicker, but it does make sense for them to all be clickers because they've been down there for 20 years.
Yeah. Okay, for sure on that sense, yeah. But I just feel like they'd be running towards like the gunfire noises or something if that were the case.
You'd think that's like a yeah. It was absolutely a spectacle, and I think when I watched it for the first time, I was okay with it, and then when I started to like think about it for notes for this, that's when I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, like I watch all these.
A lot of this is wrong.
Like 3 different times. Like I watch it with my family, then I watch it with Paris, and then like I watch it during like now kind of. But like, you just pick up on things, and you're like, well, that was a little bit weird.
I'm excited to see where we go next. I hate that I don't want to say they bungled Kansas City, but I feel like they did it badly. It's shit. That makes it sound like I don't like the show. I think the show is amazing. I just think that episodes 4 and 5 were weaker episodes so far.
Yeah. No, I would say that 5 was still like
just weaker.
5 was really good for me, but like 4.
The ending of 5 was top notch. I think.
Yeah, the ending of 5 was the best bit of 5, in my opinion. Aside from seeing it from Sam and Henry's perspective.
Yes, yeah.
The only thing I would have preferred to have seen in episode 5 was the very end, when they're burying Henry and Sam. I would have preferred to have had Ellie stick around to the grave and Joel say, "Come on," instead of having it flipped.
Yeah,
but that's just a me thing.
I think I like that it showed that Ellie is like getting to that point where she's fucking kind of.
She's kind of done with it.
Yeah, she's like getting to be jaded, and Joel's like, that sucks.
I think that's the problem though for me is I think that like Joel is supposed to be already jaded, and Ellie's the one that pulls him out of that. So seeing them kind of flipped, it feels weird.
Yeah. Okay. So everyone, if you don't want to have like game spoilers for like a hot second, I'm just gonna say like one thing. So like, there's that scene in the game where they're after Tommy or whatever, where they have like that discussion about like, you're not my daughter, right? Like I don't give a fuck about you, right? It like yeah, like they like, and he's kind of already said that kind of thing, right? So it's like, are we gonna get that scene in this?
I think so. Yeah,
you think so? Okay.
I'm pretty sure that was in the trailer, wasn't it?
I don't know. See, like the trailer for this one was very much like a Force Awakens trailer. I felt where like it was just kind of like.
Like they're in like a car or something, or like he's like you're not a person, you're cargo to me.
Well, he just said that in the last episode. That was the thing.
Yeah, he already said
that. Did he?
But it's like not that so. Like, but like that scene in the game.
I feel like it was like a different like thing. I don't know.
Like it's right after she like runs away. If we see this 1-to-1, who even knows, right? Sure. Hey, Griggle, what up?
Griggle.
I think that the core of the characters are still there. I just think that they're pushed a little bit more towards the center instead of being on extremes. Like Joel's supposed to be like extremely jaded,
yeah,
and kind of shitty. And Ellie, I think they've made Ellie a little bit too independent and Joel a little bit too soft. And that's stuff that I expect from the second game, but not here, not yet.
Then again, I would say that they've had moments where they do both, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Where there's definitely been moments where they portrayed Joel as what, like you're saying, like quite jaded and just get the fuck out of my face, I don't care kind of person, like that kind of mentality. But then obviously and with Ellie being more, if you want to say more traditionally Ellie, I want, a poor choice of words perhaps, but you know what I mean.
I wish I could go back and watch this show with like innocent eyes, having never played the games.
Yeah, honestly.
Because I wonder what I'd think then. I think that I think I'm jaded. I think I'm jaded because I have an expectation for what these characters are supposed to be, and if the show doesn't meet that, then I start to question it.
I think that is the risk that anybody of any of these franchises have or take. Obviously, a little bit different for a series like Halo, because it was just trash, right? It was just shit. But a series like this, that if you took our video game knowledge of that game away from it, it's so far been one of the greatest bits of TV I've watched in like 21 years of existence. But add the fact that we're all, I would like to say, fairly big fans of the game. Would we all agree? It's in my top 3.
The Last of Us is my favorite game ever made. I think it is the best game ever made.
I liked the narrative. I thought it was all right.
I think
Last of Us and God of War are 2 of my favorite games, both PlayStation exclusives. But so I rate it highly.
Part of the problem is, I think, to go with what you're saying, like when you adapt a video game to a TV show and it goes well, like let's say The Witcher, it wasn't complete shit, you know? You have a little bit of freedom,
sort of thing, yeah.
Because there's the book Witcher and then there's the game Witcher, and you can blend those.
Separate concepts,
The Last of Us is just a one thing, and it's a really well done single entity. So when you start to deviate from that single masterpiece, it makes me question, like, why? Like, it's already perfect.
Noticeable. Yeah.
Because I don't think anybody has, like, moments from the game where they're like, oh, man, I hated that bit. Like, sure, it's like gameplay stuff, but, like, story, I don't think anyone hates anything from it.
I think in terms of story, that's why I say it's in my top 3, because it was a story that from start to finish, it was an emotional roller coaster. It dragged you in, it made you laugh, it made you cry. Everything, it was what you expect from a good story. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it had it ticked all the boxes. Whereas in the show, I get what you're saying as well. Like, trying to adapt from the small screen to a TV screen, we've seen it over the years. It's difficult. Like, it's not an easy method.
For sure.
We think, oh, this is straightforward, but it clearly isn't. Even with all the source material in the world, you still cannot just take it and make a carbon copy, because otherwise it just feels recycled.
True.
So, and obviously we've all discussed at length the changes that they've made with the show, and that's with Neil Druckmann being part of, like, a big part of this, and him being the one to lead the changes to make it work.
That's such a positive and a negative to me.
Yeah.
I feel the way about Neil Druckmann as I do about George Lucas, where it's like, you created something that is going to transcend video games. But at the same time, The Last of Us Part 2 is very, very controversial. A lot of people don't like it. A lot of people do. Whereas The Last of Us 1 is universally praised.
I think because it's so polar opposite to the first game, I think that's why everyone is so torn on it. Whereas, I mean, from my perspective, where I liked the second game, I think personally it's the right thing to do. I don't necessarily agree with all of it, but I think what they did finished the story right. It rounded it off, and, like, that's it for me. Like, that's what you needed to do.
I think the second game took some character liberties that almost became retcons, and I don't like those at all.
Yeah,
like, I think Joel's character was effectively neutered in the second game, and I hated that.
Yeah. I get you.
I don't want to go too far into the second game. I will say there was a scene in episode 4, I think, that I really, really, really liked, and I think it actually stands out as, like, the highlight of the episode. And it's at the very beginning. I think it's episode 4, but they're in the woods, and Ellie's cracking jokes, and they're trying to sleep, and Ellie's concerned, and she's like, what if they're out there? What if something happens?
Oh, no, mate.
And Joel is like, nothing's going to happen, and it looks like he goes to sleep, but then the camera, like, flips, and you see that Joel has been he's been awake and vigilant the entire night. He didn't sleep.
Because
I love that.
I love the implication there. Like, we don't know what happened. Maybe, like, he actually did get, maybe he saw something, right? Like, maybe there was someone out there, and he scared them off just by, like, being there like that, right? Like, I even love the idea of him in that one scene where, like, it pans out from his vision into the woods. I would love it if there was someone standing out there. Like, that's the kind of shit that I would love in that filmmaking.
I'm kind of glad there wasn't, because it adds to that, like, fear of the unknown. And it was cool for me to see that like Joel can remain stoic to Ellie, but he's scared too.
Yeah.
That was a good scene. That was, I think, the best scene of episode 4. The rest of the episode was kind of meh.
That scene gave me that. I don't know if you guys remember from Homeward Bound, but there's a scene where all the animals are like chilling out in the forest and they are talking about scary animals and all the noises happen in the woods. Fucking.
Did you just draw a comparison to Homeward fucking Bound?
It's like if we would go to that
Dude,
clip right
how
now.
does your brain work,
It's
man?
so
Dude,
scary,
what
dude. That
decade do you
scene-
live in?
That scene
We need
is
to have a
scarier
serious
than what we saw in The
conversation.
Last of Us. I'll tell you that right now, dude. Like fucking my childhood is built around that scene. I'd never want to
You
be
might
laying
be
out
the
like.
first person to ever draw a comparison to The Last of Us to Homeward Bound.
Also, gotta say, am I crazy that I would rather sleep in the truck than sleep just out in the woods like that? Like, am I crazy?
I think that the truck would probably feel safer, but realistically, it's probably less.
You're more restricted. You're completely trapped. Feel surrounded.
Yeah, and
That's it, mate.
someone's more likely to search a truck than to search the woods.
Yeah.
I'd be there, like, right behind the truck. Like, what do you mean?
Were they right behind the truck?
They were literally like camping. They were literally sleeping right behind the truck.
Good point. Yeah, maybe
Just
I would have
saying,
slept
like,
in the truck.
Like roll those chairs back or whatever, and you can
Probably
sleep
be a
in
little
that.
warmer.
Be a little bit. I just think you'd be more protected from just suddenly someone just kicking you in the face like at night.
I did love too that Ellie was like, "My sleeping bag smells good. It must be Frank's."
Yeah, love that was great.
That was cool. I like that.
I love.
I'm still excited about the show, though. I still love it.
Yeah, I love the detail that like. I mean, I get that probably like other cars that are used are being kept clean, sure, but like it was evident that their car was clean. I was like, another Frank, yeah, like that's like another him.
Yep.
'Cause, like every other car is just shitty looking that's being used. Even it's like, okay,
I love that Joel hated the truck too.
yeah,
That just comes across as like just such a southern thing, where he's like, even though it's like this perfectly maintained truck, he's like this piece of shit Toyota. I like that.
Got fucking Ford in the garage. We're not using that.
Dude, I know guys like that who are like, I ain't driving no damn Toyota. I
don't
shit.
give a shit if the apocalypse. I'm fucking Chevy or nothing.
If I'm riding something, it's American, damn it. I like that a lot.
Breaks down 30 seconds later.
What did you guys
Here
think
we
of the
go.
joke book?
There
And
he is.
speaking of joke book, here we are with the biggest
Speaking
one
of
all.
losers,
Wow, Sam, that's really mean.
That was a really good transition. What are you talking about? I nailed
No,
that.
that was clean. No, I like that. But it's very mean that you called me a joke book. I am the comedian. I am hilarious. I
You
am.
wrote the joke book.
Yeah, exactly. I'm the author.
Kaz, he's here.
Hold up,
I,
I gotta bring up your face, Kaz.
Oh no, I'm not here for long. I'm hopping over to Tess.
Oh, okay.
this is just
We're playing
becoming a
Minecraft.
thing now.
We're playing
Yeah,
We need, to we
Minecraft,
need to have like a setup
We're
of
playing
his
Minecraft.
face that can pop
Yeah.
up whenever he pops in.
and it never hits the corner of the room. Or of the stream. It just bounces around. You're like, oh, it's going for it. Nope.
I can imagine Sam changing every fucking overlay for that, and then I don't. I never do this ever again.
Oh, I'd be so pissed.
I would love that.
Goddamn dare.
I could never. Like, I feel like the only time I ever catch you guys online is when you guys are streaming. Hello, chat, by the way, and also hello, viewers over on McConkie YouTube. You should follow them, by the way. You should give them all your money.
Hey,
give
Kaz,
you-
I have a quick question. Where in Minecraft are you right now?
In the jungle, we're like minus 300. We're like, so like
No,
when
no,
me and
no,
Jordan,
I found
Don't
your
dox yourself on
treehouse.
Minecraft, bro.
I found your treehouse, but like, where are you like situated your character right now?
I am. Why?
I just want to know.
Like, no, shut the fuck up. I am near. Ah, you bastard! You fucker! What the hell, man? Oh, you cunt! I was in a tree.
Unrelated to Minecraft, Sam, I do appreciate that you do the events in Discord because I'm in 28 Discords and I can't keep track of all of them. So the events actually help me a great deal.
Me and 100.
I like panic made that one last time. Like, oh fuck, I forgot that we're doing this today.
If I don't get like an event notification, then I'm probably gonna get like a DM from Sam like 5 minutes before we go live.
Yo, you in today or not?
Fuck.
You're like in your car, like ready to like go to eat some food or something. You're like, oh shit!
Bold of you to assume I drive cars.
You're on your fucking bike, driving around, going to get some
It's a
food.
beautiful bike.
You're
though.
running down the trail with
Thanks, man.
a tire on your shoulder.
That's
What?
pretty accurate. That's
Yeah,
that's
I bet.
actually my workout routine. I legitimately do. That
I do.
every
I
day.
follow you on the trail. Don't worry.
I see you. Yeah, when you look out into the forest and then it cuts to Sam's perspective and then he runs away. Like, it just runs in front of the
Just hear
camera.
my little giggle. Like,
You see a little smoke trail coming from him.
yeah, really. If we were
Like I'm
coughing in the
hunting
woods,
Canadians,
that's probably.
boys.
I thought you were making a joke about how like, on Project Zomboid I was carrying a tie, but then I realized, oh, you guys might be
Yo,
doing the thing.
we gotta
What?
do that.
Let's
We
play
gotta
some
do some
Project
Yeah,
Zomboid. Hell
seriously,
yeah.
dude. Let's do a server game.
Yeah,
Again,
I'm doing
yeah.
a
This is an
collab with a
announcement.
streamer on Friday playing PZ, and I would love to play with you guys too.
Yo.
Yeah, no, I'm awful. I am
Alright,
the
we'll get Project
worst.
Zomboid loaded up with a bunch of mods. We'll play it.
Like, was it a 24-hour stream where me and Sam were playing, or was it like that was
Yeah.
just a different
I
stream?
think it was a 24-hour stream, yeah.
That was
Boy,
a
that is a young
fucking.
man's game. I ain't doing no 24-hour streams ever.
Oh no, I'm gonna be doing a 24-hour stream when I hit 1K.
No, it was a 12-hour
like that's-
stream. No, you oversold it. It was a 12-hour stream.
It was 12
Was it
hours.
12?
Yeah, okay. It was 12
No,
hours.
it's
I'll
not.
do a 5-hour stream when I
Like,
get
I
one.
casually, when Elden Ring came out, I was casually pulling 8-hour streams because I just was like, this game is amazing. And I know, Richard, I know that this is going to go into a direction.
You know, I will say
Richard
this.
comes to your house and kills you.
Elden Ring also gave me the longest streams I've ever done,
There you go. See?
but I mostly just shit on it the entire time.
And I was there. I was like, God. And I would join in random streams after, and it would be like nothing related to Elden Ring. And suddenly you'd bring it up, and I'd be like, oh, he knows. He just fucking knows.
I could feel Sam having panic attacks through the screen.
God,
What's he doing?
I'm a keyboard warrior for this game.
Jacob, stop! No, he just keeps putting the blocks on breaking.
Anyway,
No.
okay, I'm gonna throw you out of the chat for a second.
Yeah,
guys, 'cause we're
I'm gonna
finish this
leave.
Up, kind of.
If you guys want to play Minecraft, where
Anyway. What did you guys think?
And that is how you handle
What
that.
did you guys think of the joke book?
I was leaving.
The joke
I
book's
love
great.
it. I love it.
It is back.
Then leave.
The joke book's good.
Oh man,
It's handled very well.
I
adapted
love the
well.
diarrhea joke. I love the diarrhea joke.
Yeah,
It runs
don't
in
like-
your jeans.
Yeah,
I don't like the lack of a bow and arrow.
yeah.
yeah, I agree with that.
They'll be getting there. They're
Do you
gonna
think
be.
so?
It's gotta be getting there.
They got
Yeah,
that
it's gotta be
ghost
there.
place.
It's got like the bow and arrow's gotta be there for like the winter.
True.
I think it's like one of the first weapons you get in the game.
Ellie's specifically going to be using the bow. If I don't see a fucking rabbit get killed by an arrow,
If I don't see a streamer go,
that is iconic as well. Isn't that great? I associate that scene with that noise, honestly. Like, that's weird.
I do too, honestly.
Jesus.
I've shot rabbits.
I've seen people complain though that Joel laughed at too much. Like, give me a fucking break, people. Let this man show
Oh.
some humanity. Pedro Pascal is
Yeah.
a beautiful person.
For sure.
people just need to complain and it's stupid. I think we should kill them.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's edit that out.
Yes, I'm dead.
Richard's first.
Oh, damn it. I knew this day would come.
Oh my God, your days are numbered.
All right, we are gonna raid into Fumble, folks. They're playing some D&D Rapid Riders Punk Rock Rebellion.
Damn.
I always play the most creative things.
Yeah, see, we just stick to the same goddamn campaign for 40 episodes.
Same.
I like long campaigns. What can I say?
Bro, what's a campaign?
That's my
Can't relate.
nerdy DM
Camping.
McClunky! Oh, Matilda.
McClunky!
Monkey.
Monkey.
Monkey. I'll put one of those in.
Monkey.
Monkey.
Another one just for people who want to do McClunky.
I do my own message. You can't control me.
One day we'll
Wow.
wrangle you.
I transcend your.
We invite you onto this show and you don't even show us the respect to put
I am
McClunky?
McClunky!
Because of that, we're gonna make the emote AJ's face.
Richard brings raw sex appeal to this stream. Don't even deny it.
Roll in with
Damn.
that one if you want.
The AJ Feckin? Oh, no, it's Gremlin.
McClun one gremlin or something.
McClun one gremlin.
McClun one.
I
What the hell?
think on here it's called Feckin.
Feckin'? Yeah, join our. I don't know.
Yeah, AJ Fecking.
I don't think we have a command for our Discord or anything like that. But, if you're tight enough with us, hit us up there. Oh man. We will see you next time, probably next week, for another Last of Us discussion and a Bad Batch 2-parter. Did you guys watch the last episode of Bad Batch yet?
I am not
yet.
yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Soon.
Okay.
haven't been
You know
back to
me,
the game,
I find
so.
all of these to be watchable and likable. It was decent.
Yeah, I'll just watch it during the stream next time again.
Yeah, that was fucking hilarious, honestly.
Alright. Talk to you guys later.
McClunky!
McClunky!
Funky.